All right, time for a Amumu game. This is going to be a lower rated game. This game will be for the people that are, well, looking to climb towards mostly gold. I suppose it's going to be a very good video anyway, for even if you're going to play towards diamond and stuff, because I'm going to go over all of the basics you have to keep in mind. Just a very simple concept of a game for Amumu. So it's up to you. The game rating is lower rating, but it's still going to be useful information. And if you don't want to see me play Amumu against diamond players or like high platinum players, whatever, check out the previous 2 or 3 videos on Amumu there. They are all against higher rated players like that. Concepts stay the same, really, but just a rating difference, I guess. And yeah, with that being said, I'll be playing against the Diana here, which should be fine. She doesn't really invade early. She can't really invade early, which is really ideal on matchups for Amumu. If you do have somebody that invades early, you have to be a little bit more aware of the situation. But for the most part, as long as you don't face anyone who invades you, you should be good. Starting off here, you want W, because it's the highest damage that you can do to a single camp with an ability. This is never going to outdamage your W, as you can see. Like, there's no way. This does a lot of damage. Slowly drag this back while kind of holding it in your W range, and then you just smite in the Gromp. Go. And all we're doing here is just going to go for a full clear. On Amumu, clear consistency is very, very important. And that's definitely, you should be the highest priority on your list, really. And you need your levels, so a full clear is pretty much necessary. Also, please don't ever skip away, do a 5 camp scuttle. Don't do that. Scuttle is worth literally no experience, because the first scuttle has 80% reduced experience output, which means it's worth less than, like, you can take 5 scuttles and it'd be worth about the same amount as a raptor camp, right? Or a Gromp at that point, but it's 5 of them at this stage. Obviously, after the scuttle, both of these scuttles die, the next scuttle after that is worth full experience, and that scuttle is worth a lot. So that's the scuttle you want to go for. But this one, ignore it completely. If you can get it for free, by all means, right? At that point, take it. But in the first clear, all of your camps have a higher priority, so you shouldn't. Alright, good. I'm gonna finish the nice full clear here. I don't think a top lane is gonna be a possibility. If the lane is pushed out like this, you can look potentially for a lane gank if you see the opportunity for it. But if it's not a possibility, that's completely fine. Now, looking at the bot lane here, the Caitlyn and the Lux have a range advantage over Miss Fortune Leona. Miss Fortune Leona, however, is a pretty strong lane. But there's a good chance, due to range advantage, that they will actually push out bot lane here pretty quickly. There's a chance. It's not guaranteed or anything, but yeah. Okay, now this is looking a little bit more tempting as a top lane play. Like, this right here could be a angle for a lane gank, because the wave is now in the turret, and there's a chance Diana would go for the gank on this one. So we can get in a position here to sit in this bush. And then hopefully the Udyr allows the Nasus to walk up a little bit here, and we can look for the kill. I am literally trolling though, but that was a very bad... Okay, he flashed, that's fine. Perfect. That was a really bad Q, just ignore that one. But you see the concept of the gank, right? Like, the wave is pushing into the turret, it's going to bounce back slightly. You can just walk up into this bush and then get a nice top lane gank off of that one. Get the Bami back with the boots. Ideally, you want to get the Bami Cinder on the first back. In a lot of situations, it can happen, but if you insta-back, like after this, for example, it really won't. But then you just pick up normal boots with like a Ruby Crystal, or maybe 2, like, you can't afford 2 Ruby Crystals, but like 700 gold for a boots and a Ruby Crystal is fine. Even 2 Ruby Crystals is fine if you want the additional HP, that's okay as well. But just, if you can pick up the Bami Cinder, try to pick up the Bami Cinder. The extra damage from that's very nice. So yeah. Finish the Gromp here. We can look at bot lane. They are slightly pushed, so I could look for the gank here. I'm basically doing Gromp right now to wait for my Miss Fortune to actually get back to her lane. So I can see if I want to opt for the gank there. So the scuttle is here, so we will take it because it's free, but not because it's a priority or anything. It's just the gold, basically. Like right there, 77 gold and a little bit of XP, but I would need a little bit of XP for the level. So, you know. Gonna walk in with Sweeper here from behind and just go for the Caitlyn. Here we go. As long as she doesn't miss, which she didn't, which is beautiful. I have 2 charges on this, so I can easily CC her here. And then we follow that up, and we just insta-walk out of turret and hope... Okay, the main block didn't mess me up. That's good. Very beautiful. All we needed. But we waited there on... Wait, what is going on here? Okay. Well, I guess she just wanted to die. That's okay with me. Sure. She kind of just chased that. I think Diana might be like in the area, perhaps. Oh, no, she's not even here. Interesting. But yeah, right there we waited by just doing my Gromp, taking the like scuttle, just cause, right? Make sure always multiple pings. People ignore your pings quite often, especially the lower you go. Basically, the more pings are good to do. I'm not going to go for this. I don't really have anything to, like, any business there. I'm just going to go and make sure that I get my jungle clear tempo in here, get the full clear towards topside going. Because all my camps have basically respawned, and my gank timing window has basically closed after doing the bot lane thing. So yeah, we're moving this direction here. Making sure to use Q for mobility, but always trying to keep in mind that you want to have one Q ready to, like, take any type of action. So any type of play, you don't want to be wasting both your Qs on your jungle camps. You can use one of the two. You use it for mobility to get more mobility throughout your camps and stuff like that. That's fine. But you don't want to use both. Because at that point, let's say Zed suddenly appears over the wall and I won't have a stun ready for him. That would be quite bad.
Where are we going?
We know that Diana was recently bot side. So what we can do off that... They took Dragon. That's fine, honestly. It's not a big deal. We basically know that she was bot side. I really don't have anything to play for on bot side. I cleared towards my top side camps. My bot lane made whatever play they made, which is fine. But we have to make sure that we at least get something out of it, right? Take some of her camps. Why is this control warded? My god. He doesn't have mana for ult right here. So as long as this guy pushes the wave... Wait a second. I can't do this, actually. Zed's rotating, missing out of mid lane. There he is. If I go, like, if I stall too long because Udyr is not going to be able to push the wave fast enough, Zed rotates up and I would die. Which would be quite bad. But something I can take here is the top scuttle. Nicely. This is the scuttle you want. This is the leveled up scuttle. This is going to give you full experience. See, that's a hefty chunk of XP right there for that scuttle. Very, very crucial there. My Sunfire is going to be in 2200 gold. Ooh, control ward. I'm going to hit the control ward, hoping he would go for me. Which he did. And CC lock him correctly. So I lead off with ult there and make sure I use the E to clear the basically clear the wave out. And then off the ult, because it's a 1.5 second stun, you can then like get the E off and basically stun them right away. So it's a 2.5 second stun. So as long as he's in ult range and Talon is close enough, which I waited for him to be close enough, I can look for that play. People are gonna think you're gonna lead off with your Q a lot of the times, like generally. So leading off with your ult and then just Q locking them down with Q afterwards is generally better. If you are able to get in range, of course, which I was in this case. But yeah, definitely also make sure to wait for the range on your champion on your side, right? Now what I'm gonna do here is I don't really want to be playing for top side the rest of this game because my sequencing is currently going towards top side. So I'm gonna clear the bot half of my camps. Then I'm just gonna press recall and go out of base towards Krugs. This way, I can turn around my jungle clear and clear towards bot side, clear towards the rest of the dragons and stuff. My Udyr is just going to be chilling on top lane, so it's just going to be whatever. But I will be doing that. And I also have had a lot of money there, so obviously you want to try to spend that money. You don't want to be running around with 2,000 gold in your inventory. That's less than ideal. But now we're going to sequence this around and then go for bot side plays. I'm going to... A good kill. Nice. But basically, we're going to do my entire top side. At that point, I can probably look for a Rift Herald play. Just get the Rift Herald. Maybe able to use that to push mid lane turret down or something. Top Scuttle will be respawning as well. And after that sequence, we're just going to basically be clearing the rest of the way down. And then for the rest of the game, we are going to keep looking to clear it down and just leave Nasus and Udyr for what it is. Need to get one tick of damage here. There it goes. But instead of like rushing Herald right now, I'm actually going to prioritize getting my topside camps down. So this way I'm going to keep an XP lead, keep the gold flowing in basically, because it's very important to do that. And then I'm also basically waiting for that Rift Scuttle to respawn. Before I make any type of move towards that direction, because this way it's more efficient, right? Like now I can go for the Scuttle and then I can go for the Herald basically right afterwards, and we're going to be looking good. He is missing out of his mid lane, so I'm going to ping. My bot lane should be a little careful. I'm going to smite that, and then we're just going to fight the Diana. I have a Sunfire. There's nothing they can do. They will lose this fight. I hold my Q there like in case she flashes. I have a Sunfire here, so we're gonna keep auto attacking him and stuff. And he's dead, and my kill got stolen. He literally pressed ignite to do 10 damage to it, seal the kill. That's kind of interesting, but sure, I suppose. Anyway, off that, the Rift Herald is free. So we pick this up now. Right there, we noticed, because what we did in the early game, right? Efficiency, like getting all that stuff done, looking for that top lane gank that we had a chance for, and all that stuff, just the efficiency. I have a Sunfire on her. I'm 30 CS up already. Just by deliberately pathing, basically. We could theoretically put this Herald down on top lane, which I think I will actually for the turret play before bot lane turret dies. You look at bot lane turret right now, and I don't want this to happen, that this turret dies before top lane turret dies. Because now, with killing top lane turret, it's going to be first turret money for us instead. And I did get solo gold off that, which is obviously huge, but still, I don't want this turret to die first. They're going to both be quite low, and it's a little bit of a iffy situation there. I'm going to take the health, actually. This is good. Always get Sorks on the Mumu. You have a lot of like magic damage, and then this penetration is gonna like it's doing a lot for you. Basically, it's gonna up your damage a significant amount. We're gonna run straight bot here. This, if I didn't use it top lane here, this would have happened, and we would have lost that. Basically, pretty much. Yeah, you get what I mean. Like I would have lost first turret gold. Leona. Yoo-hoo. Gonna go for the Caitlyn first, then the Diana. Got a very good ult positioning there. I'm gonna focus on the dragon. There we go. You can see, like right there, what I do is I flash into a good position to hit as many people with my ultimate as I possibly can, so that I can basically clean up that play. Ult's gonna do a lot. I'm very strong with magic penetration boots. I'm gonna do even more damage. So I essentially just killed all of them there by myself. We close the distance there, get the Q on the Lux, and then flash ult into position. That's the type of stuff you really have to look for fights. And apart from this, like right now, my ult's on cooldown, right? I don't really have to look for anything. I mean, I could look for mid here because this guy's now going aggressive, so I will follow this up. But I don't have to. He's got to go back. It's okay. Missed the first Q, unfortunately, but Diana won't be able to fight me even at this HP range. We're gonna pop both potions here. Oh, she wasted her Q. I'm gonna fight her then. Red Smite up front. Q, CC lock, E. There you go. Don't underestimate a move. What I'm really saying. Now, obviously, here, as you can see, all my camps are up, which I do have to go and clear those, really. But, yeah. I do really want this blue buff. It is gonna spawn, so I'll wait for it. I'll place a control ward over here, I suppose. Should be able to take this, because the Diana is still dead. I'm gonna drag this slowly towards this direction as well, so I don't have a bit more distance, like so I can run a bit faster, basically, if I do get contested on it. Cooldowns, I mean, it's... Yeah, it's not looking too good here, honestly, for this. Like, no Rift Herald or Dragon coming up, so I do have some time to just clear my camps. My red buff is going to respawn in like 40 seconds, so I should be able to do my Crux, then my Raptors, and the red buff respawns, and then after that I can do my entire bot side jungle. Just have a clear. And this way I'm pathing down. If I do Raptors first and path up, then I basically have to recall, because otherwise I'd be like standing there for a long time. Obviously I have a lot of gold, so recalling is definitely not a bad move here, but you know. Okay. I mean, I'm going to have to wait for my red buff now anyway in this sequence, so I guess I'll just stand here for 10 seconds. There's no threat of losing any objectives, so you don't have to worry about that. If I would have more pressure on the objectives, I would look for a clear that would allow me to recall faster, right? So let's say I would do like Raptors into Crux, and then the Dragon would spawn. I would want to be there for Dragon. So that's how I look at it, right? And in this situation, I have no pressure for anything, so I don't really have to look for anything right now. I mean, I'm already done a lot. Like, 11 out of 14 kill participation. Now, at this point, my laners are just taking over, right? But it's just that consistency of what just happened. Wait, my team is still fighting this? Oh, boy. It's looking a little sketch, actually. Kill this guy, and then we'll go for the Caitlyn as well. Just insta-ult the CC, lock her down, and get the double kill cleanup. I thought my team wasn't gonna be pressuring for that fight for much longer, but they actually did. Which, yeah, I mean, you know, kind of have to respond at that point. Try to not snipe people with your Q unless you know they have no mobility. So, like the Zed there, for example, he still had a potential W dash. So if I throw my Q early and he W dashes right away, then I wouldn't be able to get him, right? But he W dashed basically first because I just waited, and then I can throw the Q on him. So that's something to keep in mind. Still get that other Herald as well, and then obviously my priority here is going to be looking for the Baron. Now, defensive-wise here, I don't really need anything. I think the best way to go is go for the Frozen Heart right now, because the enemy team has quite a lot of auto attack based stuff. So like here, this champion wants to auto attack a lot. Nasus wants to auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, and Lux not as much, but you get the idea. Most of them do, and that's also going to be some armor against the most fat members like Caitlyn and Zed. So this is going to be the best item for sure. Now, I am going to look for the Rift Herald. I have about a 30-second window before Dragon spawns off the Herald, so I can easily go take the Herald and then run to the Dragon, and I should get there about in time before they can kill it, at least. So at least that's good. There we go. This is down. We're going to do the Herald now, and then Dragon in 25 seconds right afterwards. And after this Dragon play, I basically want to ask my Udyr, or anybody on your team. It doesn't really matter who it is. I just need one person to tank Baron for me at 20 minutes, and I can solo it. Like, my solo damage is gonna be what it's just gonna kill it, but you'll see. I hope they don't FF before that happens, I guess, but you'll see. It's trying to just catch up to her there. Okay, well, this guy's tanking turrets, so I'll go for it. Oh, you... That's a waste of my flash. That's kind of unfortunate. He doesn't die off that, there's no way. The only downside here is I'd have no flash now, which is not great, of course. There we go, good. Red Smite this guy so he doesn't obliterate me. Which he still might. Oh, my Q, please. Oh, man. I needed my Q cooldown back and I didn't get it in time. He obliterated me. Rip. Yeah, just barely not tanky enough to survive that one. A good chunk of magic damage here. 900. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna get magic resist next, right? My team can clean up this. That would be good. Nasus just got 1,000 gold off me just because I barely couldn't survive all that damage. Like, I had 4 people hacking in on me basically. Even though Zed didn't do too much, but yeah. Nasus ult max HP damage as well. I mean, it is a Nasus. What do you expect, really? You know. Okay, we have a control ward ready for the Baron. Udyr, can you please tank Baron for me? We can do it. I kill in 15 seconds. I'm gonna try to be as specific as possible. This is lower rating. I just hope that he listens, really. We have 30 seconds on Baron, and I really want to do it on spawn. Or Leona. Anyone. Also, another thing. 65% of people watching my videos aren't actually subscribed. That's not good. It's going in the wrong direction. Come on, man. Okay. Subscribing is free. Consider it if you want. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. I'm just gonna try to be as specific as possible here. You have to be very specific if you want something from lower rated players. You can see the damage here. I'm putting out tons of damage right now. Okay, well, now we need assistance. Just gonna go for the Diana here real quick. Make sure the jungler is dead. They actually went to check, which is kind of sad. Not what I expected. I'm gonna have to kill this guy first. Damn. Okay, well. They did check in the end. If they held pressure, they would tank, please. Okay, well, it means that went for it, I guess. That didn't reach. Oh man, I can't actually do the goddamn Baron now. Rampage. That's kind of annoying, actually. I would have run bot as well. Well. They actually checked. My team didn't hold pressure. If they would have walked up the mid lane, it's very unlikely that they would have checked. But because they actually walked towards the Baron, they checked. You still saw me do an obscene amount of damage to Baron still, right? So you know the idea is there. However, in that situation, they kind of just walked towards Baron when I specifically told them not to, which then gave the enemy team an indicator for, oh, okay, they're doing Baron, which they may not have expected in the first place, because that blue trinket came in fairly late after they initially pathed upwards. So that is something to keep in mind there, really. Kind of sucks, but no. Should be good enough, I think. The heal and the body block from Leona plus the heal there. You saw a slide body block. That was going to be enough for me not to get that. Let's try that again. I'm actually going to walk in here. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go. Telling you tank. I just need anybody to tank that damn Baron for me, please.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
I just need this guy to do it. No, please, please, please. You have to tank it, my guy. I'm getting the Baron debuff, my guy. Thank you. No, don't walk away from it. No, okay, well, this is gonna be whatever, I suppose. We wasted a valuable amount of time there. It's still gonna be too late for them, but you know, you see, like this hand debuff, Baron Gaze, is the Baron debuff you do not want on top of yourself. So you need him to tank it correctly so he gets that Baron debuff, and he wasn't doing it in the first place. I need to wait 20 gold before this dragon. I'm gonna have to go get this dragon here. But you see, like, I do tons and tons of Baron damage right there. Not even close. And now we're just gonna clean up this game. I really wanted to get that across. Like, it's not necessarily like that's the correct way to do it, but it's something you can do so frequently in so many games that the enemy team, there's nothing they can do. Like, they don't expect it for the most part. Diamond players don't expect this either. You see me pull this off many times in Platinum games. Come. Just like kind of scouting, seeing if I can land like a nice Q or something. My team really wants to go for this, so I guess we'll just do that instead. Good. That reached? Beautiful. I actually didn't think that was going to reach there for a second. I think that's fine, honestly. Just CC the Nasus as well. He should be dead. This Jet's actually top lane, so this is good. Push bot lane with the team. I'm gonna do the Crux real quick. If I kill two people like that with a flash, that's fine. Generally, flash ults on a Amumu, you kind of want to hold your flash as long as possible for a lot of the time, because it's a very valuable thing to have to just kill people, really. Just as a team, we just do this. Leona is apparently just holding on Caitlyn. Got third aggro for some reason. You see him. The team does no damage apparently. That kind of sucks. That actually survived that one. I even hit both Qs as well. It's kind of a rip situation. Let's see if they walk into me here. I am very strong at the moment. Very hard to kill. Ult's up in 9 as well.
Let's find some food.
I at least killed the Lux. Unfortunately, my Misfortune was too afraid to actually step forward at all, so it is kind of whatever. If she would have stepped forward, she probably could have finished, like, we probably could have finished off both of them there. But she was, like, hesitant, so it's okay. It's still, like, only a 50-second cooldown on ult, so it's really not that bad, if you know what I mean. An item I'm going to be looking for here, most likely as a final one, is just Rylai's. Rylai's is absolutely disgusting because it basically means they can't run away from you, but it also gives you additional HP. And if you do have like this setup here, you have the 2 tank items coming in. So you're going to be very tanky. The additional HP from that's going to be really good. And it's basically going to make you unkillable while being the biggest nuisance in the world. You can obviously also, instead of Rylai's, opt for Stoneplate. It's going to be more resistances if you do feel like you're struggling to survive. That's an option. But yeah. I mean, my Udyr is not walking up at all, unfortunately. That didn't hit. It's a rip. It should be good enough for an engage, right? It landed me a kill. It's a 50-second ult cooldown, so it's really not too bad. I was hoping for a little bit better follow-up so it would actually be a double kill, but it really wasn't, so I guess it is what it is. My ult at this point in the game is not that big of a cooldown because I have Ultimate Hunter as well, of course. So it's okay to like use your ult like that. The more detrimental engages that you could miss out, like do poorly really, is just flash ult engages. Those are ones you want to have to be careful with. Your flash is actually very valuable. It's kind of unfortunate the Udyr took red buff here because red buff is my HP regeneration at this point in the game. So the fact that I don't have it now is slightly annoying because I can't really stay too healthy for these fights. I don't think this is the move. You CC lock him permanently, basically. He was not allowed to move there at all. I go in first, I just kill Zed. Leona CCs with Q, I CC with Q on top of that, and he just basically dies. There's nothing he could have done there. He was literally like stunned for 4 seconds, 5 seconds there, easily. And without Zed, they can't defend this. That's definitely the biggest... Like, I wouldn't really do that for anybody, waste my ult and everything on him like that, but Zed's worth a lot. So Zed's definitely worth that move. But like, let's say a Lux, it wouldn't have been worth that move. If that makes sense. So definitely make sure that if you do something like that, you do it at the correct time for anyone that's actually worth it. And in this case, Zed's worth it. But Lux wouldn't have been worth it, for example. I stepped out of turret range, luckily. I didn't get snared in turret range. That could have been bad. We want this. The dragon takes priority currently over Baron. So we definitely want to finish off the dragon right now as quick as we can. So they don't have any options. If they respawn at about the same time, dragon generally takes slight priority. If the enemy team rushes Baron, that's obviously a little bit different. But they don't have an option for that. But if we would go for Baron here, then they would be able to take the dragon as a trade, basically. And that's not something I want. So I'm going to recall first because I have 3,600 gold. Now I can opt for the Stoneplate here. It's good for resistances, but I feel pretty safe at the moment. So I'm just going to go for Rylai's, which is the most optimal, annoying strategy off of it. As long as they can tank it when I don't get the Baron damage debuff, this is going to be a free Baron. Just make sure to stand behind Leona here. As you can see, I don't have the hand debuff right now, so this thing is dying extremely rapidly. As soon as that hand debuff appears on me, this thing, like, there's nothing you can do. But yeah, it's very important that this hand debuff doesn't appear above your bar. That is bad. Hand debuff equals very bad. He's gonna dash over this wall, I would imagine. I'm gonna try to hit the Q. Okay, no, it's fine. I'm not gonna waste my flash here, by the way. It's not worth it. A flash on a Mumu is worth way more than a single kill, because it's an instant team fight win. Like, any good Amumu flash is an instant team fight win. So I do not want to be wasting it for just a Zed. I could have most likely killed him in that situation if I would have flashed for him. But it's simply not worth it. Because now, what I can do here is just look for any type of... Ooh, Caitlyn. She's dead here. There's nowhere she can run. I don't think she's... Is she fast enough? She might be fast enough, actually. She is barely fast enough, damn. Oh well, we'll just go mid lane.
Where are we going?
Guess we're gonna just walk into the jungle here. There it is. 3 double kill. That's what I mean. Like, that is worth way more, right? Prioritize the Zed here. He's dead. Good. Take this plant over the wall. We go in. All I have to do is get in Rylai's range and they're dead. With Rylai's on top of them, they can't get away. And then we see this guy. Beautiful. But that's why you don't flash for a single person, but you actually flash to get like 3 people into your ultimate, because it's a free double kill, free triple kill, free whatever the hell you get in your ultimate. There you go. Focus this turret here. I don't really want to tank those. That should be about game. You can still see like consistency of your clears, making sure that you are there for them, and then the objective control and stuff, and the way you play team fights. I hope everything is clear. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to put us in the comments below. Helps me out quite a bit. Helps me out. I would like to help you out quite a bit with those if you do have them, and then hit the like button below. That helps me out quite a bit. And subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Alright, so for the damage stats on the end here as well, I'll add those in so you can see. I ended up doing 40k damage, which obviously is very substantial. As you can see, this Amumu build does a ton of damage. Very, very good damage here. True damage to champions is pretty high as well, 5500. Very good. We have damage to objectives at 70k, 69k, 70k. But this, like, you can clearly see here, the majority of the damage I did to like Baron and stuff, it's so rapid. You do so much damage so quickly that this stat racks up super easily. We have damage taken here at 31.7k as well. Healing done, I suppose, at 11.4. And then self-mitigated damage at 39 point, let's say 40k. Gold earned on top of that, 18.8k. We have, I guess, stats here. Let me see if I can see the CS difference. Scoreboard easier. Yes, 246 against 148. So I'm 100 CS up on Diana. And this is literally just that consistency, right? Like I consistently cleared everything the entire time. We have Conqueror total healing for about 1100, but obviously the adaptive damage is the main stat you want to look at here that you can't see, but it's the main relevance about Conqueror. And Triumph healed me for 2100 with 620 extra gold. Ku did about 900 damage. Obviously, you can also take like Last Stand and stuff here as well, but generally on Amumu, you don't tend to get that low in most team fights because you just have a lot of CC. So the Coup de Grace is generally better because the Last Stand threshold is not reached very often. Cheap Shot did 1100 damage. This is just very substantial. This goes up very rapidly if you have either Blue Smite, which you shouldn't really go for, Red Buff. Like if you have a Red Buff applying on people, this goes pretty quick. Or if you have Rylai's, like this stat starts to go up really rapidly with Rylai's because it's a permanent slowing effect that Cheap Shot will help you with. Also, I mean, Amumu has a great amount of CC as well, so there's that. And then Ultimate Hunter, of course, for the ultimate cooldown. But yeah, goodbye.